hijacking of masculine male roles being given to recasted, rebooted, redone female roles has been running rampant. It's been getting annoying. As a woman, I don't want cheap table scraps of representation. I would rather see an original female character written, just like we've seen with Lara Croft, with Underworld movie, with Alien, so on and so forth. But hey, you know what? Right now, we do have a little bit of a win here because the Pirates of the Caribbean all-female movie with Margot Robbie did get canceled. It's dead in the water. So let's go ahead and dive into this, and then I will share some more of my opinions. So Margot Robbie says female-led Pirates of the Caribbean movie is dead in the water. I guess they don't want to do it, Robbie says in a new interview. Well, they probably don't want to do it because I don't think financially it would even perform that well. We keep seeing a lot of stuff like this flop. Ghostbusters, they try to do that. I mean, come on. All right, so Dead in the Water is sadly not the title of Margot Robbie's upcoming Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It's The Status. The Birds of Prey and Barbie actress has been attached to a more female-focused film in the fantasy adventure franchise since 2020, but Robbie now says the pick is not moving forward at Disney. We had an idea and we were developing it for a while, ages ago, to have more of a female-led, not totally female-led, but just a different kind of story, which we thought would have been really cool, but I guess they don't want to do it, Robbie tells Vanity Fair in a new cover story. Here's my thing with this, though, is it's like, hey, if you want to make a pirate movie focused around female pirates, or having prominent, or maybe the lead pirate is female, or something like that, write a new story. Like, well, there's plenty of room for pirate stories. We don't just need just one. The pirate genre is fascinating. It's awesome. And hey, to see an original story with a female-led character could be really cool if they actually focused on writing a good story and not just shoehorning some sort of political message or feminist agenda or so on and so forth. And in this case, I mean, come on. There is just no freaking way. I don't get, and you know what? I think Margot Robbie is a great actress. And I like her work in terms of how she is as a person, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And quite frankly, not really that concerned about it because when I think of actors, I care more about what they're able to produce in terms of their work and their talent and all that. And I do think Margot Robbie is very talented. So would I have liked to have seen her in a pirate movie? Sure, that would be fun. But not in this case, not like this. Don't like it. First of all, can't nobody outdo Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow. Iconic character, super well done. And let's be real here. Johnny Depp, the reason why he's garnered so much fame as he has, I don't care if you like him or not, he's got a lot of talent and he's in a lot of great movies, and Pirates of the Caribbean being one of them. And you know, it's just, if you try to continue with this name, with this story, and you just are swapping out the main character, getting rid of him, it's just, and haven't they already gotten rid of him in another Pirates movie? I can't keep up with what they're trying to do with this franchise. But anyway, yeah, it's just, no one is going to be able to live up to what Jack Sparrow did. Not even Margot Robbie, who's amazing actress, but just no. All right, so a spokesperson for Disney did not immediately respond to EW's request for comment. Entertainment Weekly. Okay, screenwriter Christina Hodson, who worked on Birds of Prey, was set to write the new Pirates movie. Entertainment Weekly had earlier confirmed, okay, so this is really good that they didn't continue this. And I have already said this before, but I did like the Birds of Prey movie. It is one of my guilty pleasures because, yes, Did they try to insert a bunch of woke trash in it? Yeah. But again, Margot Robbie, I like her. I like her talent. I think she's beautiful. And I think that she makes a good Harley Quinn. So I liked it for that reason. But hey, let's be real here. I don't have much faith that they could have produced a good Pirates movie, because while I do like and enjoy Birds of Prey, I can objectively sit back and say, hey, it's not that great of a movie. I just liked it. So the idea wasn't to do a formal spin-off, but rather a separate origin story with new characters. Then why do you need the Pirates of the Caribbean name attached to it? So that's exactly as they want to tap into the fan base, because they're obviously not confident enough to produce their own original story and feel good about it, and like that it can carry itself, which is odd. But anyway, this would have been completely different than the long in development reboot of the franchise that was first reported back in 2019. Okay, so I do respect that they were doing new characters and trying to do a new story, and it isn't even a spinoff. So my only thing here is that it didn't need the title Pirates of the Caribbean. What the crap? Makes zero sense. Orlando Bloom's Will Turner, Keira Knightley's Elizabeth Swann, and Johnny Depp's Captain Jack Sparrow were the central focus of the first three movies: 2003's Pirates of the Caribbean, 2006's Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, and 2007's Pirates of the Caribbean At World's End. Depp returned with Jeffrey Rush's Hector Barbossa for 2011's Pirates of the Caribbean On Stranger Tides, which added Penelope Cruz's Angelica and Ian McShane's Edward Teach. In 2017, Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales reunited Bloom and Knightley while reintroducing even more new characters. The future of the franchise is unclear at this point. During the defamation trial between Depp and ex-wife Amber Heard, Depp testified that Disney cut ties with him after Heard published her 2018 Washington Post op-ed, in which she described herself as a victim of domestic abuse, though she didn't mention Depp by name. Depp denies Heard's allegations of abuse, blah, blah, blah. We already know what happened in this whole situation. So yeah, ultimately, like I said, there's just no way you can have the Pirates name attached to a franchise without Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow in it, and there's no way that it's going to live up to the name without Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow. Just plain and simple. Doesn't matter if you like him, doesn't matter if you don't like him, agree with him, disagree with him on this whole situation and the case with Amber Heard and all the drama there. But regardless, his talent is definitely unmatched in this kind of role. No doubt about that. Now let's talk a little bit more about what is going on with these female characters kind of hijacking male character spaces. And I've talked about this so many times, and it seems like I think this will be the third video in a row where I've touched on this topic, but it's just something that is running rampant right now, is we're not seeing very good original stories centered around female lead characters, especially in like the action adventure genre and that sort of thing. However, they're not writing unique, original, good stories. Instead, they're making them take place of the masculine roles and the male roles. And I think there's a twofold agenda here. One of them is that obviously they try to push feminist message with it. We've seen it with She-Hulk, for example. And another one is they are really trying to erase masculinity a lot. We have seen an attack on femininity in some ways and in different ways. Like, let's look at Lara Croft, the case study here, how they make her less feminine as each game goes forward. And there's kind of an attack on that hyper feminine archetype when it comes to female characters in entertainment. But then not to mention all the stuff going on in society, to where we can't even define a woman anymore. But that's a whole other topic in general. So this is definitely, there's kind of a war on gender as a whole, and a war on, things have always been a certain way, okay? We've had common sense when it comes to that. Okay, male, female. Those are the two genders. Like, this has been common knowledge and common sense for how freaking long, right? And then now they wanted to all of a sudden in the past few years make up all these other genders, and that the goalposts keep moving, more genders keep being made up, all this. And so I think there's kind of multiple agendas here associated with this sort of thing. On one hand, they kind of want to eliminate gender altogether and just everybody is the same, everybody is everything, we're all these amorphous genderless blobs. They want to do that, and they are against more of like that hyper feminine side, and they're also against the hyper masculine side. We've seen society attack masculinity time and time again, and right now it's like, if you're a masculine man, the world is freaking society, Hollywood, they're against you. And in this kind of situation, look, we have all of the main big Avengers, right, have been replaced by women. This isn't a coincidence. This isn't just, oh, neat. Like, they really, this is deliberate, and it's just odd. It's just odd to me. Now, obviously in this case, okay, Black Widow, this stayed female. Why? I find it funny that they didn't make this a male role. If they're going to gender swap everybody else, but they didn't in this kind of situation. But of course, men bad, especially masculine men. That's how Hollywood thinks right now, and woke politics and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Captain America replaced by Patty here. You got She-Thor, the Iron Man rip-off Ironheart girl, She-Hulk, Natasha's sister here but that's already, like I said, Hawkeye, female replacement, Black Panther, which this is a bit of a different situation. It has happened before in the comics, and I love Shuri's actress and character, Letitia, right? I think she's awesome. She's a Christian like I am, obviously. You know, I have a soft spot in my heart for her for that reason, but just because that's the case doesn't mean that I think that, it doesn't mean that I like the idea of Black Panther being replaced. But again, this is a unique situation, but I still think Black Panther, you know, there should have been more time, but Black Panther should have been recasted. Yeah, that, I just feel like ultimately that would have been the better move. And then, yeah, here you have, you know, the new Doctor Strange woman, in this case, Charlize Theron, which I do like some of her movies a lot. And I love her. I really do love her acting ability in some of her movies. But again, I don't like, give her a unique character, give her a unique story and a setting instead of hijacking a male masculine role. Now, we're seeing this seep in not only entertainment, but society in general. There has been such an attack on masculinity that we're seeing a lot less of it in these new generations. It's a lot harder to find the same like masculine men that we used to back in the past, and they're trying to shame a lot of men into just not being masculine, not embracing their masculinity. They call it toxic. And the world needs masculinity. We need it. And one reason why I think there is such a push against masculinity and is for control. Because let's face it, you can't control a society that has a bunch of masculine men who are willing to freaking, no! Leave our women and children alone! Leave people alone! They're willing to fight, man! And so, yeah, whether that be physically fight or, you know, emotionally stand up for what you believe in, all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, people are easier to control. Societies are easier to control if you don't have strong masculine men to protect, which is ingrained in, and that's why I don't understand why people call masculinity toxic so much, because you need it. You need it. And the thing about masculinity is that protect, provide, these are very noble qualities. And so some people want to act like being masculine is, oh, how many chicks can a guy bang? You know, how many girls can he hit it and quit it? Like, you know, and have this, that's not true masculinity. That's an imposter, fake version of it. But let's face it, usually guys who act that way. And who treat women as disposable objects to be used for their own gratification and not to commit to, and all that sort of stuff. That's not masculinity. That's usually men with, a complex who, they know they're just trying to make up for it, and they're trying to give the illusion of being masculine when that's not the case. And so, yeah, there's a war on masculinity. There's a war on, families in general. There's a war on femininity, unless it comes from the opposite side. If men are really feminine, that's glorified. And if women are really masculine, that's glorified. But, if a woman is feminine, not as much, and especially if she's a fictional character, which for some reason I don't know, this is a weird disconnect there. But then when it comes to men, and it's like, okay, man being masculine, oh no. So anyway, yeah, I talk about this subject a lot because I care about it. I admire a good masculine man. My dad is the best, the absolute best. He has always made my family feel safe. We always feel safe. We always feel protected. And, he's always been just a very strong leader and head of the household for my family. And I admire and respect him so much. He's my hero and always will be. And so, it just makes me sad to see men like that, like my dad, who are very masculine. It's sad to see that demonized. So, and people want to act like you can't be masculine and sensitive either. You can be both. And my dad's a big teddy bear, but my dad's also, he's a very masculine man. He'll do whatever it takes to protect his family. So I admire that. I love it. So anyway, I'm rambling. There you have it for today's video. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.